Hello again. What did I hear? I know. I heard that TSA costs the American taxpayer $6 billion a year. Or was it 7? Either way, it's a whole lot of money. You know what the similarity between the TSA and Congress is? Well, they both cost the taxpayer a fortune, and they're both totally worthless. Yeah. You know, when the Republicans were given control of both houses, you'd think that things would have changed, and they haven't. It's the same old as it was before. This whole thing with the TSA is a little scary, and I don't understand why the media, especially Fox, because that's pretty much what I listen to, and all they do is talk about how lax the system is. How out of 70 attempts, 67 were successful in bringing weapons or bombs on board. That's scary. And what do you think this is doing to the terrorists? They're probably getting a real big kick out of it. Our government is sucking money for nothing. We were better off before when we had private contractors. But now what do you do with the tens of thousands of TSA agents? The whole thing is just a complete farce. It isn't any different than Congress. When you take a look at it, they both do the same thing. Pretty much nothing. You can't point to one good thing that our Congress has done for the American people for a very long time. You know, it's very easy for them to make laws that don't affect them, that they circumvent. Any citizen other than the Clintons would have been investigated, prosecuted, and convicted a long time ago. Bill should have gone to prison when he lied to Congress. He should have been impeached. Should have been found guilty, and he wasn't. The whole system is corrupt. What again bothers me is the way the media keeps talking about how our borders are open at airports. Anybody can do whatever they want. No different than the borders along our southern borders are open. Our country is not safe, but that's because it's being disemboweled from within. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, I've said countless times, King Abdullah knew the only way to destroy America was from within. That's how the Manchurian Candidate was born. He was groomed for the role that he's in. You know, I did a video maybe 2 years ago. I talked about Obama and the Postman. Now, what's scary and what's telling about that video is that Bill Ayer's mother used to talk to the postman whenever he would drop by, whenever she was outside gardening. And one day she ran into the postman and she told the postman that they were helping an immigrant, a foreign exchange student, by helping to pay for his education. And the postman didn't think much of it, other than he was told that the individual was brought into the States through affirmative action. And a while later, the postman was making his rounds, and there was the chosen one on the porch. And the chosen one introduced himself to the postman. And he said he's here to thank the heirs for their financial assistance for his education. And he introduced himself as, I believe at that time it was Barry Soetoro. But in either case, he told the postman, when asked by the postman what he intends to do once he graduates, he said he intends to be president. Now, what does that sort of tell you? That postman signed a sworn declaration to that effect. And that was when Obama was in his early 20s. What does that tell you? Doesn't it tell you what it tells me? Is he knew then that he was, in fact, the chosen one? That he was, in fact, the Manchurian candidate? That's sort of what it tells me. You know what I'm going to have to try to do? I'm going to have to try to put together an index. I've got over 8,000, close to 300 videos. And there's no index. Maybe one of my viewers wants to put that together as an assignment. It certainly would be appreciated by me. Problem that I have is I'm too busy making videos, doing the research, doing the background checks. But I think it would really be beneficial if I did have an index. Then I could refer to the video that I just made mention about the Postman and Obama. You can probably Google the Postman and Obama. Matter of fact, when I post this video, I'll go do that, and if I find anything on it, I'll attach it as a link. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And thanks for praying. We never have enough of that, do we?